America, we got to get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Hey, I've been a broken record. Happy Friday. I've been a broken record now for a long, long time, at least the last 4 or 5 months, that what Trump is doing when it comes to immigration, what Donald Trump is doing when it comes to ICE and these deportations, it's stupid, it's cruel, it's divisive, it's utterly un-American. It's mean-spirited, it's short-sighted, it's ignorant. Did I say it's cruel? But here's the other thing. What Donald Trump is doing right now, what his government is doing right now, what his immigration cops, ICE, are doing right now, man, is going to also wreck our economy. It should be enough that it's un-American. It should be enough, right? Shouldn't it be enough that having immigration cops go into Home Depot parking lots to just grab a bunch of day laborers? I mean, every American should be outraged about that. And every American should say, this is un-American. This is cruel. Like that should be, it's un-American what we're doing. It's un-American what we're doing. Grabbing moms out of daycare centers, grabbing nannies in parks. Cruel. Stop there. This is just cruel. We don't do cruel. We shouldn't do cruel in America. We shouldn't do un-American in America. We shouldn't purposely be divisive in America. I mean, that's the argument that should carry the day. But like with everything else, maybe, just maybe again, like with Trump's stupid ass tariffs, maybe the American people are going to have to feel the economic pain of Trump's deportation madness before the American people say, oh, this is wrong. Stop. Stop, dear Donald. Stop getting rid of all of our farm workers. Stop getting rid of all of the good people working in our grocery stores and in our restaurants. Stop. Stop deporting all the people picking our peaches and milking our cows, because it's hurting us economically. You know, maybe that's the deal, right? I'm asked all the time, right? When will Trump's supporters wake up? When will people who voted for Trump, who aren't MAGA, turn on Trump? And my answer generally is when they feel pain, when they feel the economic pain, when they lose their job, when they lose everything in their retirement account, when that truck that they wanted to buy just cost too much, then they're going to say, wait a minute, I don't like Trump's tariff policies. Same thing's going to happen, I suppose, sadly, when it comes to what Trump is doing to immigrants in this country right now. And again, right now, I'll say again, right now, that pisses me off. It shouldn't get to economic pain. Again, all of us as a nation should stand athwart and say, what we're doing now, what ICE is doing now, waiting outside a Los Angeles Dodgers baseball game to nab a bunch of immigrants, that's wrong. That's just cruel. That's un-American. Again, we should all, that should all be our take before we even get to how it's going to impact us economically. You saw that headline, right, yesterday? ICE cops You got that, Keith? ICE cops, thank you. ICE cops waiting outside a ball game at Dodger Stadium asked for permission to go into the parking lots at the Los Angeles Dodgers baseball game. And the Los Angeles Dodgers organization said, fuck no, get lost, get out of here. You don't have a warrant. We're a private organization. Get lost. The LA Dodgers refused ICE's request to go into their parking lots and nab brown and black people. Thank you, LA Dodgers. Thank you, Los Angeles Dodgers. I am now a Los Angeles Dodgers baseball fan. This lifetime Cubby fan is. But you know the drill. That's not the only place. You know, again, wrong, cruel, divisive, un-American. Our ICE cops have now gotten into daily showing up at court, showing up in court as immigrants show up in court for their scheduled hearings, their scheduled court appointments. Get that? Immigrants doing what they're supposed to do. Like you've come to America, you've claimed asylum, and you show up for your hearing so you can make your asylum case, and ICE is nabbing them there. You got that one, Keith? ICE is nabbing them in court. That seems wrong. That seems cruel. That seems un-American. And oh, by the way, that's really stupid. That's really stupid, ICE. Because what's beginning to happen is because ICE is showing up in court, trying to nab immigrants in court at their scheduled court appointments. And this has been going on now day after day for a while. Can you guess, MAGA, can you guess what these immigrants now are doing or not doing? I think everybody can guess that, right? They're no longer showing up for their court appointments, right? You come to America, you claim asylum, you get a date 3 months down the road to make for your hearing, to make your asylum claim. Oh, but oh my God, I could get nabbed there. These ICE cops are there. Oh my God, so I'm not going to show up. So more and more and more immigrants are no longer showing up for their court-ordered appearances because they're afraid to get nabbed by ICE. Well, that's really stupid then. Then all these immigrants then just disappear into the interior of the country because they're too afraid to show up for their court hearing. How does that make sense? How is that smart? And then one more, even people who've come into this country legally, Donald Trump is removing their legal status, their legal protections, to turn them into illegal immigrants so that he can deport them. People who came into this country to claim asylum, people who came into this country and were given a temporary protected order, all legal. Donald Trump is doing his best to remove those legal protections, to instantly turn them into illegal immigrants so he can nab them. He's been taken to court for that one because remember, Trump's not a king. He's not a dictator. He's not a king. He's not a dictator. He's not a tyrant. And this is going on every day. It's going on every day, right? Home Depot parking lots, 7-Eleven parking lots, hospitals, schools, parks, daycare centers, places of business, courthouses, ball games, professional baseball games. We got our immigration cops out there trying to grab whoever they can grab. And by the way, you know why this is happening? Hey, MAGA, you want some truth? You want some truth, MAGA? You know why this is happening? Because there aren't enough people in this country illegally with violent criminal records. And Trump's trying to drive the numbers up, but he can't. There aren't enough violent criminals in this country for Trump to grab. Joe Biden deported more people than Trump did. Joe Biden focused on people in this country illegally who have a violent criminal record. Barack Obama did the same damn thing. Trump's too lazy for that. Trump's too cruel for that. So Trump wants to deport everybody. But Trump said, I'm going to go after violent criminals. Because almost all Americans believe if you're in this country illegally and you're a violent criminal, you need to get out, right? Almost every American rightly agrees with that. There's just one little problem. There ain't a lot of those. You know, Trump lied during the campaign. Millions and millions and millions of people in this country illegally who have violent criminal records. I'm going to go after them all, Trump said, and lied during the campaign. There aren't millions and millions and millions and millions. There are about 6, 7, 800,000 of them by the time Trump was sworn in January. That ain't enough. That ain't enough. Trump wants to deport like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 a day. So he's got to go into Home Depot parking lots. He's got to go into restaurants. He's got to knock on people's homes. He's got to go into daycare centers and just grab immigrants who have no criminal record. Now that's what's going on. It was all a big freaking lie from the beginning. And we live in a country where so many people believe the lies, right? Like 11 to 12 million people in this country illegally. The vast majority of those people have just overstayed their visas. 9% of those 11 to 12 million have no criminal record, none. Half of them are married to American citizens. I mean, the whole situation is much more complicated, obviously, than Donald Trump knows. But Donald Trump doesn't care. He just lies to his people. This thing was screwed from the beginning. Trump was never able to meet his quotas from the beginning by just going after violent criminals. But he had to show you, he had to fool you into thinking, man, there are millions and millions of them. So he's going after millions and millions of them. And they're all law-abiding immigrants with no criminal record, which is why he's in Home Depot parking lot, which is why he's chasing them off of farms and chasing them out of restaurants, which is why this is happening. And again, this is not what America is. This is Trump's America. This is an ugly, cruel, fearful America. This is utterly un-American. That we're doing this to these folks who've been in this country for a long, long time, contributing to this country for a long, long time. And by the way, our government and our business sector created this fucked up immigration system. I'm going to get into that a lot last week. This is what's just so damn wrong about what Trump's doing right now. Our government created our screwed up immigration system for years. Our business sector demanded this screwed up immigration system for years. They created it, and now Trump's going to blame the immigrants, the migrants, the immigrants who just followed the screwed up immigration system that our government, along with big business, created. That's bullshit. That's not fair. But I get way ahead of myself. Because here's where we're at, America. Again, where I sit, man, 10 out of 10 Americans should say what Trump's doing right now, grabbing day laborers in 7-Eleven parking lots. That's fucked up. That's messed up. That's wrong. That's cruel. That's un-American. 10 out of 10 Americans should say that. But if 10 out of 10 Americans won't say that, then I suppose it's going to take until 10 out of 10 Americans feel the economic pain, because the economic pain is here. Now, I'm not just talking about Trump's tariffs. Trump's immigration policy, Trump's deportations are already wrecking our economy. I could spend the next, and Keith, I don't have this much time, I could spend the next 3 hours giving you example after example already of how Trump's immigration policy is messing up our economy. I'll just give you a few. Glen Valley Foods, you heard of them? Glen Valley Foods, big old company in Omaha, Nebraska. They sell beef supplies to about 7,000 grocery stores around the country. Glen Valley Foods does. Well, guess what happened to Glen Valley Foods the other day? They shut down. They shut down. This company that supplies beef supplies to 7,000 grocery stores, they shut down because they can't find workers, because their immigrant workers are gone. Stonewall, Texas, one of the largest and oldest peach farms in Texas, about to shut down. Can't find people to pick their peaches because the immigrants are all gone. The Los Angeles garment district has almost completely emptied out because of Trump's immigration policy. Hey, you like onions? I love onions. You like onions? Idaho's onion growers, Idaho's biggest onion growers, can't find any crop hands. And a couple of them have already shut down. Texas dairy farmers. You like milk? I like milk. Texas dairy farmers, workers are not showing up to milk the cows because they're afraid of getting nabbed by ICE. You drink milk? I drink milk still. I know your kids drink milk. Oh my God. Dairy farmers in Texas. Nobody's showing up to milk the cows. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I think that's going to impact milk and the price of milk. I'll just give you one more. This is fun. I'll give you one more. I got hundreds more. Ventura, California. There's a Home Depot in Ventura, California. You know what? The business at that Home Depot in Ventura, California is way, way, way down. To the point where that Home Depot in Ventura, California is laying off workers because their business is way, way down the last 2 months. Do you know why this Home Depot's business in Ventura, California is way, way down the last couple of months? Because Latinos won't shop there anymore because they're afraid of being nabbed by ICE. They won't even go into the parking lots, much less go into the store. So this Home Depot in Ventura, California is getting pounded, laying people off because business is way down, because Trump's immigration cops are grabbing Latinos everywhere. So Latinos are not going to Home Depot, that Home Depot, to shop. That's just like what? Count them up. 6, 7 examples, economic examples. Beef, peaches, clothing, onions, milk. Home Depot. Businesses, products, our economy beginning to get hammered because Trump is trying to deport everybody. Broccoli. Everybody. And I guarantee you, Even though most Trump supporters privately think what Trump is doing is wrong. Come on, Joe. I wish he'd just focus on criminals. I wish he'd just focus on getting violent criminals out of here. I know deep down most of Trump's supporters believe that. They're afraid to say that publicly. But I guarantee you, when the price of their meat, the price of their beef, the price of their onions, the price of their broccoli, everything just goes up, and farms shut down and businesses shut down because they can't find workers. I guarantee you, even Trump's biggest, most loyal supporters are going to scream, "Stop! Stop! Now it's hurting me." Just like your tariffs, Donald. Now this is hurting me personally. I can't find a good peach anymore. Or I'm paying like $30 for this one peach. Damn. Stop. Stop what you're doing with deportations. If you combine this with his tariffs, he's an idiot. He's a dangerous idiot. He's a cruel idiot. And I wish, MAGA, I wish it wouldn't take real economic pain for you to say and do the right thing, but I'm afraid it's going to take real economic pain for you to say and do the right thing. So it'll take grocery stores being hit. It'll take farms being hit. It'll take the economy being hit. But I'll end this with, I don't give a damn about the economy. I do, but I don't. This is not who we are. This is not what America is. America doesn't put cops with masks on their faces on our streets in unmarked cars outside of professional baseball games trying to nab people going to that baseball game. America doesn't do that. That's cruel. That's wrong. That's divisive. That there is un-American. Stop. Full stop there. I don't even need to get to the impact on the economy. And damn it, you shouldn't either. If you've got a bone of decency left in you, you shouldn't have to get to the economic pain either. You shouldn't have to make the argument, oh my God, all of Texas's peach farms are closing down because they can't find workers. Immigrants are afraid to pick peaches. So now we got to stop. It should never take you getting there to say that what Trump is doing is wrong. Hey, one final word on one other quick topic. Iran, Israel, Trump. Here's the deal. Again, Trump's an idiot. Donald Trump has no idea what he's doing. Israel launched an attack against Iran 2 weeks ago. Trump didn't want Israel to launch that attack. He thought it was a bad idea. He didn't want it to. When Israel did it, America distanced themselves from it. And as soon as that it was clear to Trump that, oh my God, this attack by Israel was a huge success, then Trump did what Trump always does. He got to the front of the line and he said, it was always my idea. Trump doesn't know what the fuck he's doing when it comes to Israel and Iran. So unconditional surrender, Donald Trump yelled 2 days ago. And then yesterday he yelled, oh, no, forget about that, 2 weeks. So 2 days ago, it was to Iran, unconditional surrender. And then yesterday it was, I'll give you 2 weeks. Trump doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I'm pro-Israel. Israel will do what it has to do. And I have no doubt that, again, Trump's all bluster and he's a coward and he always says 2 weeks. Putin's got 2 weeks. Russia's got 2 weeks. Trump always does shit like that. Trump always backs down. Tariffs. Okay, no more tariffs. Trump always backs down. He always caves. He's a stupid bully and a coward. And when it comes to Israel and Iran, Israel's going to do what it has to do these next 2 weeks. And I have no doubt that Israel if what Israel does is again successful, because remember, the only point that matters here is Iran, the evil ruling regime of Iran, can never, ever, ever have a nuke. Iran having a nuke is an existential threat to Israel, because Iran having a nuke means that Iran will use that nuke on Israel. So Iran must never have a nuke. And Israel will do what it has to do to make sure Iran never, ever, ever gets their hand on a nuke. And if Israel these next 2 weeks does what they have to do, and again, Trump doesn't want to do anything, doesn't understand anything, Trump will say again, it was all my idea. If Israel can't do it, can't get to the position where they can prevent for some time Iran having a nuke, then I hope the United States just drops a few of those big 30,000-pound bombs on that facility where deep down below that mountain, some 400 or 500 feet, Iran has the enrichment material. And then that's it. I don't want America involved in a war in the Middle East. I don't want America involved in any kind of regime change. I don't want American troops on the ground. I don't want a war in the Middle East. I just don't want Iran to have a nuke. And if that means America just has to drop a bunch of those 30,000 bombs and then get out of there, fine, do it. But here's the long-term deal. As long as Iran is ruled by an evil Islamist regime, well, then the problem's just going to keep coming up. And the next regime will try to build a nuke because the next regime wants to, blow Israel out of existence. And this will continue and continue and continue until a peace-loving government comes to Iran. Again, I'm not, I don't advocate regime change. I think a people in a sovereign nation, i.e. the Iranian people, they got to figure out and decide who they want their government to be. That's not our place. That's not Israel's place. That's not America's place. You want to see how fucked up regime change is? Just look at Afghanistan, Iraq, and Libya, right? That's all I got to do. Study what happened there. So I don't want any of us, America or Israel, to put in place a government for Iran. That's empire shit. That's not our place. But until we get to where the Iranian people put in place a government, a ruling regime that is not evil, that is not Islamist, and that does not want to wipe Israel off the map, this problem of Iran and a nuke is always going to be there. That's the long-term play. Iran has to change their government. And you'll notice, if you're smart and you're paying attention, Saudi Arabia, all the Arab Muslim countries in the region, they love what Israel's doing. Have you noticed that? Saudi Arabia loves what Israel's doing to Iran. Egypt loves what Israel's doing to Iran. Jordan loves what Israel's doing to Iran. Qatar loves what Israel's doing to Iran. Syria's got their own stuff. I mean, generally, all the Arab countries in the region want Iran gone. And they love the fact that Israel is doing the hard work to make that happen. Which is why I've always said the ultimate peace. You want peace in the Middle East? You want peace in the Middle East? The only way you'll ever get peace in the Middle East is when all the moderate, peace-loving Arab countries in the Middle East partner up with Israel and partner and go against all the Islamist countries in the region and all the Islamist terrorist organization. Until there's that full partnership of moderate Arab countries and Israel together against the Islamists, you'll never have peace in the Middle East. That's where we have to get to. For right now, Iran cannot have a nuke. So I'm all with Israel. Israel, do what you got to do. And when it comes to Trump, man, just cross your fingers, cross your toes, keep him away from everything because he's an idiot. Trump's a dangerous idiot. Final thought this Friday. You see my No Kings graphic up there. Do me a favor, join the No Kings movement. I'm going to give you a website. There's that website, oneflaginitiative.org. All one word. See that website, oneflaginitiative.org. Go there. Join me in the No Kings movement. Get your own No Kings graphic. We've got No Kings merch. Get a No Kings t-shirt. Most importantly, go to oneflaginitiative.org and join me in embracing this basic American principle that we do not have kings in America. No way, baby. We do not, we will never have kings in America. Again, that's something, right, that 10 out of 10 Americans should agree with. Shoot me an email if you want to shoot me. Oh, thank you, Keith. There's my Substack. One more. Keith, you're way ahead of me. That's awesome, brother. Thank you. I have a Substack. Subscribe to my Substack. Go check it out. socialcontractwithjoewalsh.substack.com. Everything I write, say, it's all there. All the conversations I'm having with the American people, it's all there. socialcontractwithjoewalsh.substack.com. Come there. Join my resistance movement. Have a good weekend. Relax. Chill a little bit. As always, be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.